one of the assistant coaches chasing Caitlin Clark down as she's riling up the crowd. And it seems like she's getting scolded, reprimanded, told, hey, all that hyping up, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's take a look here first. Now here we go. Body language doctor. Body language doctor is out and about. Caitlin Clark's like, what the hell?
Wait, did the Fever coach asterisk really asterisk just pull a WWE move on Caitlin Clark asterisk mid-celebration asterisk? Yep, new footage just dropped showing her literally getting stopped in her tracks right as she was having her moment. And the internet, it's in full meltdown mode. Was its strategy sabotage, or someone salty they didn't get a ticket to the spotlight? Whatever it was, what happened next has fans shouting, asterisk no way she just did that. Asterisk this one's packed with receipts, slow-mo replays, and enough. What just happened? Energy to fill an arena. Let's break it down.
Has gotten to the point where she realizes if she gives the ball to Natasha Howard, not only is she not going to get the ball back, but Natasha Howard isn't even going to look in her direction. We have officially reached that
moment. Caitlin Clark is electrifying the court, firing up the crowd, owning her spotlight, and the next, her own coach steps in like the celebration police, grabbing her back like she just tried to breeze past the SA with a full bottle of Gatorade. You could see it all on Caitlin's face. Not pain, not outrage, just that stun. Frozen asterisk, did that really just happen? Asterisk look, it wasn't anger, it was the quiet realization that even her joy now comes with limits in Indiana.
So look, I don't think it's any secret that I'm not a fan of the Indiana Fever backroom staff. I'm not a fan of what they're trying to do to Caitlin Clark, and I fully believe they're trying to diminish, they're trying to dim the flame of Caitlin, and they're trying to make her fit in to what the WNBA used to be, rather than fit out and be her. I mean that. Like, that is my opinion, and there's no question.
And let's be real, this isn't some isolated incident. It's just the latest cherry on top of an awkward, tension-filled Sunday that's been simmering since the day Caitlin was drafted. At this point, she can't even sneeze without someone from her own camp rushing in with a tissue, and a list of rules. You'd think all that success would earn her a little breathing room. But no, apparently, even celebrating now needs to go through a full panel review.
Everybody online is talking about this play during one of the games where, as you're going to see, one of the coaches for the Indiana Fever just went and pretty much almost tackled Caitlin Clark for getting the crowd riled up. Why is she doing it? And I want to say that's this lady right here, Karima Christmas Kelly, one of the assistant coaches. And as you see right there, she just seemed to have went and grabbed the Caitlin Clark. As Caitlin Clark was trying to get the team, the crowd amped up for a big time game.
This girl's been packing arenas, energizing fan bases, and converting casual sports brothers into full-on WNBA obsessives. She's not just playing the game, she's transforming it. And yet, the very franchise that should be building statues in her honor is treating her like an overzealous intern who clapped too loud in a meeting. There's a fine line between structure and sabotage, and right now, this coaching staff is doing cartwheels over it instead.
Clip getting shown again, and it's just, in my opinion, is completely unacceptable. It is completely unacceptable. Like, if a coach did this to any other player in the league, they'd be fired. Or they'd at least be questioned for them being fired. Then goes and hits a step back three on JC Sheldon. And she goes, the whole crowd's going nuts. And she comes, and she's getting subbed off, by the way, at this stage. She's getting subbed off for the game. She doesn't go back in the game at this stage. So it's not like it's a close game. They're up 20. She does not see the floor again. Caitlin Clark is there hyping up the crowd. She's there trying to hype up the crowd. Exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. You want to see this version of Caitlin. You want to see this player. And watch what happens here. So the coach just grabs her. Just grabs her out of nowhere. I'm like, I don't think there's anything too malicious in that. I don't know if there's anything too malicious. We don't know what's said, but like, you can't.
And the management, just as uninspiring. It's like they stumbled into a once-in-a-generation star and immediately handed her a checklist that reads, tone it down, share the spotlight with teammates who can't finish a layup, and whatever you do, don't make us look like we've lost control. Caitlin Clark wasn't brought in just to drain threes, she was brought in to change the game . But every move she makes seems to hit a wall of subtle pushback. One day it's her minutes mysteriously getting slashed. The next it's teammates acting like ball movement is a federal crime. And now this? A coach physically yanking her mid-celebration, like she's a toddler running loose at Disneyland. Let's not sugarcoat it, that wasn't a miscommunication. That was a straight-up vibe assassination. This is a player who's been hyping crowds since her college days. It's what she does. It fuels the game, brings energy, momentum, passion. And instead of embracing it, the Fever staff acts like they'd rather see her celebrate quietly in a soundproof room while a librarian politely applauds. She didn't break protocol, she broke ratings records . But apparently, even that's not enough for a coaching staff more obsessed with controlling the optics than actually winning basketball games.
That is transpiring with the Indiana Fever, but I said this yesterday, there is definitely something going on within the locker room, the front office. Something is off, man. This is the third situation in one game we have had involving Caitlin Clark and the coaching staff and pretty much another player. We had the Natasha Howard situation where Caitlin Clark bent down to tie her shoe up because she knew Natasha Howard wasn't even going to pass her the damn ball. And I'm telling you right now, that whole situation is crazy in itself. Ever since DeWanna Bonner been gone, they have simply turned this thing into the Natasha Howard team.
Not kid ourselves, this isn't about discipline, team unity, or whatever polished PR line there floating today. This is about control . It's about a coaching and management staff that looks more intimidated by Caitlin Clark's presence than inspired by it. It's giving insecure. It's giving unprepared. It's giving we weren't ready for a superstar, so now we're trying to shrink her down to fit our comfort zone. And honestly, it's weird, it's tone deaf, it's sad. Because you can see it on her face now, when she's benched for no reason, when she's subbed out just as she finds rhythm, when teammates ignore her wide open on the wing like she's not the Caitlin Clark. There's that flicker of disbelief. That quiet are we really doing this again? Expression, she's still the gamer, the competitor, the pro, but she's also human. And that awkward energy from the bench, it's starting to chip away. The joy's still there, but it's fainter. The spark's still alive, but it's starting to flicker. At some point, someone's going to have to ask the real question: why stay? Why keep pretending this is some noble developmental year when what's actually unfolding is a slow, painful rejection of everything that makes Caitlin Clark.
Last season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark was 26.5% of all economic activity. As a rookie, merchandise in the league went up 234%. But here was the one that struck me. Before she got there, the Indiana Fever, the valuation of the franchise was $90 million. After playing, 40 games, the valuation of that team now is $340 million. I don't think it's a game you duplicate. There is no second Steph Curry. There is no other player that plays like that. She could be $1 billion athlete. Like, when I see these numbers, I'm like, oh, this is...
And let's not even open the door on the bigger picture, because the longer this plays out, the clearer it becomes. There's an unspoken agenda at work. Caitlin Clark doesn't fit the mold. She's a white woman dominating a league that's long been shaped around different narratives, and suddenly, a lot of powerful people seem unsure, maybe even uncomfortable with what to do about it. She's not playing the political game. She's not picking sides in identity debates. She just wants to hoop, energize the fans, and win. And for some, that asterisk makes her a problem. Why? Because she doesn't fit the usual underdog script. She's not waiting patiently in line. She's rewriting the playbook in real time. That kind of momentum threatens the carefully constructed hierarchy. And let's be honest, it's starting to feel like she's being punished for being asterisk to successful asterisk to fast. But fans, they're not blind. They see it. They asterisk feel asterisk the tension. They read the body language. They've watched her get iced out of plays, seen her pulled just as she heats up, and now they've seen the viral moment where her own coach grabs her like she's trying to rush the court at the Super Bowl. And the excuses? They're not working anymore because Caitlin Clark *IS and single quotes to * the problem. The problem is the people who can handle what she represents: raw talent, unfiltered charisma, and a game-changing presence they can't control. She's been nothing but consistent. Relentlessly driven, a spark plug every time she touches the floor. She's brought more attention to the WNBA in months than others have in years. Yet her own franchise treats her like a PR headache instead of the once-in-a-lifetime goldmine she is. Which is, frankly, *insane*. Imagine the boardroom logic. Hey team, our most popular player is single-handedly elevating the brand. Let's go ahead and clip her wings. Genius. Meanwhile, Clark has taken cheap shots, been knocked down literally and figuratively poked in the eye, hammered on screens, and still showed up ready to battle. Remember that game against the Connecticut Sun? They absolutely roughed her up. And she got back up again and again. But if this is the direction the Fever keep heading in, if they keep trying to dim her light, silence her fire, and fit her into a box she was never meant to occupy, don't be surprised if one day Caitlin walks into that locker room, looks around, and says, nah, I'm good. There's only so much weird energy, subtle sabotage, and career throttling one person can take before they finally say, enough. And when that moment comes for Caitlin Clark, half the league will be lined up with open arms and better coaching. This isn't just a coaching blunder. It's a case study in how to fumble generational talent. From the moment she was drafted, it's been one hurdle after another. Nike delayed her signature shoe like it was a crowd-funded side project. The league has been sluggish in protecting her from cheap shots and public attacks. And now, her own team seems more interested in containing her than unleashing her. That now infamous mid-celebration grab by her coach. That wasn't just physical, it was symbolic. A metaphor for everything she's endured since becoming the face of the WNBA, and fans have had it. They're watching the league's biggest draw get held back literally and figuratively, and they're tired of being told to trust the process. When the process looks this dysfunctional, you can't build your franchise around a generational star and then treat her like a liability who needs babysitting. Enough already. People are starting to ask the real questions. Has this coach been reprimanded? Suspended? Held accountable in any way? What's really happening behind the scenes? And let's talk double standards. If this situation were flipped, if a male coach had manhandled a male rookie superstar, there'd be calls for immediate action. But here, crickets. The optics are terrible, and the silence is louder than any press release. The Fever are playing a dangerous game. Either they get it together or they risk losing the one person who made them relevant in the first place. Because if Caitlin finally decides she's done with the nonsense, it won't just shake Indiana, it'll rattle the entire WNBA. Right now, it honestly feels like the Fever are running a masterclass in how to lose a superstar in 30 days. If this were a rom-com, Caitlin Clark would be packing her bags while Kelly Clarkson blares in the background. That signature swagger, the electricity that radiated from every logo three, every crowd hyping moment is flickering. And no, this isn't about a shooting slump or rookie nerves. This is a franchise actively sucking the joy out of basketball for the one player who made it fun again for millions. It's like watching a unicorn slowly get turned into a workhorse because someone in upper management decided the sparkle was too much. And it's not just the fever, the energy around Caitlin Clark has become exhausting. Haters, bad faith criticism, and yes, even some fans turning the moment into noise instead of support. Nobody seems to want to give her the space to grow. Instead, she's expected to carry the weight of history, politics, and perfection all in her rookie season. And from a business perspective, it's straight up insanity. There's no spreadsheet, no PowerPoint, no NBA playbook that justifies stifling Caitlin Clark. She's not just a player, she's a brand, a revenue machine, a media magnet with a jump shot. And yet, the fever keep tightening the grip, like they're trying to squeeze the shine out of her. Mission accomplished, I guess. Because let's be real, Caitlin Clark hasn't truly smiled in weeks, and who could blame her? She was drafted into dysfunction, dropped into a locker room with no chemistry, handed a coach who treats her like a PR risk, and surrounded by teammates who act like passing her the ball voids their warranty. Every game feels like a group project where the star student is being graded on someone else's sloppy work. And when she dares to show any personality, celebrate, spark joy, play with fire, she gets benched, grabbed, or iced out. The message is loud and clear. Dim it down, Caitlin. Be less. This isn't just bad strategy, it's one of the worst decisions I've ever seen from any league. Caitlin Clark is the biggest thing to happen to team sports in decades relative to where the sport was before she arrived. Bigger than Jordan's impact on the NBA, bigger than most NFL stars in their primes, the WNBA was fighting for eyeballs, and then Caitlin showed up with millions. And instead of rolling out the red carpet, they handed her a rulebook titled How to Conform and Alienate Your Fanbase. Now she's being picked apart for every reaction, every emotion told to share. A spotlight she built with her own two hands. And when the vibes get this toxic, even the strongest players start to crack. Caitlin Clark isn't just battling defenses, she's dodging internal politics, insecure leadership, and whispers from people who seem more interested in humbling her than helping her rise. So maybe it's time to talk trade. If this is how Indiana treats their franchise savior, maybe it's time for a clean break.